All right, welcome to episode 5 of Strange and Departed. I'm joined by Travis Ring, Jim Strange, and I'm Dustin Ring. We sifted through all the new 2020 products that would have been released at Transworld. With so many awesome products out there, we wanted to highlight some of those biggest standouts. Just about everyone brought their A game this year with several major new and innovative products. For instance, Hallucinations Creations. They made this cool new ankle blaster, but it's from the ceiling. It's so cool. We're going to talk all about that and more. Episode 5. We all went through the whole virtual trade show on Transworld, which I was hoping it was going to be a little bit different, like maybe showed the map of everything.
Yeah.
It was just this big ass list that had little tiny icons that finally, after I got down to like O, I realized like, oh wow, there's an icon that shows that you can look at a video. So I went through like all the different sites we all did. We went to different Instagram profiles and stuff like that to find the best products that we'll be talking about right now.
Yeah, same here, man. It took me like
it was a lot of time
over
though.
2 weeks. I think it took like 2 weeks to get through it all, you know, like
there's a lot of stuff.
And like we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff, you know, of like what we would have started at the trade show, but like the trade show takes a good 4 days to see everything, so everything that we talk about is more just like the highlights of the things that like the three of us really like.
Right.
I want to do like a medical lab mutant scene aliens kind of thing this year, so a lot of my interests and a lot of my things that I found appealing are gonna lean more toward that, but still I saw a ton of stuff. But like I said, I went through that whole list, and it's still I could spend a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what's
and
really
only get to like B or C, you know. So
it's unfortunate too, because it's not the same. Like it really isn't. Looking at it on the internet, like we're even going to be talking about a lot of stuff, you know, and it's not the same as actually experiencing the prop, you know, in real life. And we're going to do our best to try and bring that to you guys, but quite honestly, it's definitely not like being in St. Louis, unfortunately, looking at it over the internet, but in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think I've already bought some stuff. Like I got this dude from Ghost Ride, and they were awesome, and I love them. They shipped it out within 2 days. Great people.
Oh, so
And
you
gave me a
already,
free
huh?
T-shirt. I was like, hell yeah, thanks.
Hell yeah.
So good people there. Yeah, what is it? Toadhead, Froghead, something like that. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so you want to do this, Jim? What's your top products?
All right. Well, again, I went through like the whole list, and again, we can't talk about every single one, but like I want to start with Beastcraft. If the Beastcraft guys, they had the golem, the harvest golem. Let's see if I can show you guys. So everyone sees what I'm talking about. I was impressed with like the Beastcraft's their pricing. You know what I mean? Like they have some like cool stuff, and it's not like billions of dollars. You know what I mean? Did you guys see this
cool.
guy? The harvest
Yeah.
golem,
Pumpkin head and all that. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, like I'm like again, I want to do like a mutant kind of like alien. My girl wants me to do aliens every year. It's aliens. She loves X-Files and everything. So I'm like, if I do aliens, it's gonna be like a medical lab scene testing on aliens, which made some fucking hybrid, you know, mutants, and then they get released in the sewer. That's my plan as of now. But like I always do a cemetery, and my cemetery is every year just full of pumpkins and corn stalks, and just this kind of like nature grim rot kind of thing. I think
love it.
That's just beautiful.
I think the reason why it stood out to me too, because like I'm sure it has like a typical mold, but it also doesn't look like a silicone mold. Like it's like they actually are putting other little pieces onto it.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
And the pumpkin on that head is just so like, look at that thing. It's beautiful.
I think that's beautiful. I mean, and all their stuff. I mean, even this, like the Scarecrow Lantern guy. Like, I just love that. Anytime you add like roots and vines and anything to a prop, I fall in love with it. You know,
Looks
I do
like
it
something
myself.
you could definitely
you know?
put in like a corn maze for sure. That's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
like, I've been doing a cemetery in my yard since fucking 8th grade. You know what I mean? So, but every year I've added. You know, I like the idea of like an old, like abandoned graveyard. And then have like just like corn stalks and vines. I go out back in the woods and I grab like just vines and all these like twisted, warped friggin' things and just stick them in the ground and start draping them on everything and anything like, you know. And I take a lot of like, you know, make a burlap scarecrow and just add a whole bunch of roots and stuff.
The thing I liked about like that Scarecrow lantern is that there's like that glowing light inside, and I noticed a lot of vendors had that type of stuff this year, which was really cool. I think that's one of those things that like everybody probably thought the same thing, and they're starting to do it. But like, it's so neat, especially on that one. Such a great effect.
Cool. And this guy, I like this guy's standing out to me. The Tortured Soul Budget Zombie.
That
would have to, but this would be a good one because the other guys are just for like a cemetery or a corn maze or just an outside thing. This guy, you could use him multiple times, multiple years for different scenes. You know, you could have
not
you could have like you can have like the dungeon scene. Like I told you, I want like my mutants this year to have been released. I want to do a sewer scene. I really want to do a sewer scene with the Infinity Hallway. It's been in my head. I wanted to do it this year and I didn't get to do it. So, but I like this idea of just like one of the experiments that got loose. You know, he just rocks in a circle. You know, but I like how he looks.
Yeah, he has like with the post-apocalyptic steampunk flair.
Yeah, you know, he could definitely
with a little bit of the Iron Maiden in the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Oh, was that was more like Rob Halford. Shit.
That's beautiful.
All right. So let's see here. You guys want to go back and forth, dude? You want to do like what did you like? What did you like? Let me see.
Yeah, Trust. Do you want to do it now, and then I'll go next?
Sure. I don't know. I like the first video that I watched was the Unit 70 stuff. On the video from Transworld in their virtual tour. And maybe I should hold on.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones I watched too. You know, because before the list came out, the virtual trade show list, I was already thinking of vendors going on their websites, going, "What's new for 2020?" You know,
what's new? Yeah, so new products.
It's so sad though because like I was hoping that it was going to be postponed. So at first I was like, I don't even want to watch any of the Unit 70 stuff because, like Travis said earlier, like when you're there in person,
right,
just to see, you know, you don't know really like.
Well, quite honestly,
how big it is.
God, they haven't been there for so many years, you know, and it was so exciting that we were going to be able to see them for, you know, it's been so long. And I actually drive by them going to work all the time. I should probably just pop in and say hi to all those guys. But, yeah, I love the new Parasite stuff that they have.
Me too, man. Dude, that's my favorite stuff.
So good. And then the fucking cocoons and
scroll down. That guy lurking.
This guy, look at this guy.
We're on the same page, dude. I might drop him by him this year, man. I fell in love right when I saw that. $900. It's not the worst price.
It's really actually really good.
They were the best prices I saw. Like I was like, no way. Like look at that thing.
Well, like I said, that's so a lot beautiful. Of my what I want to buy this year is going to be like aliens, embryos, mutant stuff.
Right.
I said. Fright props. I got the fright. Oh, did you guys get the fright props catalog?
I did get it. Yeah,
I just got mine the other day. I still. Keep scrolling down. Yeah, the pumpkin dude. Didn't Universal have that, Dustin? I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had. Yeah, they definitely had that.
So I think like Universal ordered that, just like the Darkness ordered the Pennywise child thing, and they were just like, "Whoa, we got the molds. Let's freaking offer it to the public." But look at that.
Yeah. They're doing that same kind of style that they did with like Pennywise holding that little kid up that.
Well, I think it's the same. It's the same armature, definitely. It's the same pneumatics. So it's just a different.
But again, like it has the lights glowing in each one of those pumpkin heads. It's stunning. Like it has a different look. I feel like.
Incredible. I'm super sad that we couldn't have seen them, honestly. But you know what? I don't want to talk about the fucking coronavirus. Let's just not talk about it. It's just too much, man.
All right. And remember the evil nun? Remember the evil nun and the child? We saw that at Nightmare Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things like you can custom order props, but then just after a couple seasons, they're like, well, let's release them, you know.
Right. So one of the people that I love seeing his Brian Dembski, like
that is so original.
This guy, and like he didn't have any videos or anything like that, but like I like the one that picture is it's amazing. Like just
there's almost a loss for words.
I can't. It's breathtaking, honestly. Like that's why I don't have words for it.
It's like you're sewing together all the different types of torture and different types of just fear and horror all in one. That's beautiful.
He's such a great set designer, and he always has a great booth there. And it's always a bummer to like not see some of his stuff. But that picture, that's just I love it.
It's so good.
All right, Jim, you're up.
All right, did you guys see the closed casket, guys? Closed casket. They make the. Let's see here. They got like all the masks. Hold on one sec. Share. I'm not very technologically advanced, you guys. I'm sorry.
You should be.
Yeah, this guy. Closed
No,
casket.
I don't think I did see them. I think they
He
were
was
there
there
last year, though,
year.
weren't they? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
he's had that one for a while now.
Look at his booth though, man. He's got a wide variety, and like the video. If you watch the video, it's almost like documentary style. I mean, this was obviously pre-recorded, but it was. He's got a ton of stuff, and he's just like really passionate about the shit that he does. And I guess like that mold from the this guy right here. What the fuck from the Phantom Creeps with it's a like they kind of calls it the Rob Zombie mask, but the Phantom Creeps. I guess it's like he got the mold from somebody, and it's like a huge. It's like it takes like a lot to latex and everything. But I love this stuff. You see the guys like he's got the anything like eyeball technically parasitic is just like my thing this year. I don't know what it is about it.
Well, it's fucking. I don't
He's
know.
such a nice guy too. Like I hung out with him at MHC, and like he's just so nice. Very giving, very like he's such a cool
and he's just
guy.
like I made masks and like at home, and I'd sell them on Haunters Hangout.
Watch some
and stuff,
video
and then,
games, yeah.
Yeah, and just like I like that like down to earth. You like Halloween? Fuck, I like Halloween. They go, I love it. My hero.
My hero. Oh man, that is really cool. I really enjoy it.
It's just he's got a wide variety of stuff too, like the pumpkins and the zombies and the parasitic stuff, and just
Yeah, bring back the Parasite stuff. Honestly, like the old Alien movie kind of stuff. The alien
like
growing
80s,
inside.
80s sci-fi. Yeah,
I haven't seen that stuff for a while. It seems like. Maybe.
Well, I just like I like that idea because my girl wants to do aliens. Like I'm not gonna do like little green men aliens. You know what I mean? And wrap everything in tinfoil. That's like 1990s. Like I'm gonna do like because I have like an old dentist chair. I have medical equipment. And I'm like, it's just sitting in storage, I'm like, I'm gonna use like a medical lab scene, like maybe a ship crashed or something like that.
Right.
Maybe recreate like I don't know, a piece of a UFO or something, some kind of
I love it
with the fog and like the bright light, bright strobes and something like that. But then you're in. I don't know. I got ideas, but.
You know what? And I know I was telling you that I'm not going to bring this up again, but based off the current state of affairs, Dustin and I have a medical scene. Like our entire haunted house is based off of like an outbreak, and I'm wondering if it's almost like too soon. Like
yeah. Well, I bet a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to do it this year. You know what I mean? Like my idea is,
they
like,
might.
I mean,
it actually be pretty cool to do it
I'm
that
done
way.
with like the zombie, like that whole like the post-apocalyptic thing. I've been to a lot of haunted houses, and a lot of people have cashed in on that. Now, if we're talking about like the C word. Well, Travis is like, I don't want to talk about the coronavirus. And
I don't want to talk about it, but now we're talking about it. I told you.
You brought it up like three times so
bring
far.
it up, man.
But
everybody's thinking about it. You can't.
If people are going to put it in there, if you're going to put it in your attractions, fuck the. I mean, you can put some of the apocalyptic stuff in there. That's cool. I'm thinking more of like the isolation. Like how everyone started going crazy,
That's actually a really good idea.
Like
just
the
like cabin
isolation
fever,
aspect of it. Yeah,
like The Shining. I've seen a lot of memes on that.
Well, you know what I like too?
Here's
they made a vaccination. Everybody line up, and then it just fucks everybody up, just boils, and they start melting off their skin.
I love it.
Yeah,
and like a wet market.
What's crazy is because like I'm sure you guys have like seen on like Haunters Hangout people saying like we might not have Halloween this year, which is so sad.
Oh yeah,
we don't know it could come back. Yeah, I don't think it'll be there. I honestly believe that, but I'm not a scientist, so I can't say that. But like, come on, like China's opening back up, so we could be there too. But like I think like back to what Travis was saying is like a lot of people think that it's too early to do something on like the infectious outbreak coronavirus thing, and so it's 50-50, and I think it's totally up to every haunted house to make their own decision, obviously. But yeah, we're definitely thinking about switching up our theme this year because of it.
Well, again, I told you guys before, I'm looking for property this year. I really like to move, so I told my girl, like, I definitely want to do that. I'm definitely gonna have a Halloween party. I'm the out of my circuit of friends and family, like I'm the Halloween guy. Some people do Christmas, some people do 4th of July, blah blah blah. I do Halloween, so I'm definitely gonna have the party. I'm just gonna do the best that I can to also accommodate the haunted house. It really depends on finances, but more than that, just like time. It always comes down for me for time. Like money's always a factor, but I'm pretty good at budgeting stuff. But it comes down to like just time. You know what I mean? If I don't move till August or September, when the fuck am I gonna have time to build a haunted house? But. But
I think you should just move out to Reno.
Yeah.
One of the first things that you see when you go into the trade show floor, of course, of Gorgalore, right, and then to the left you've got the famous Ghost Ride Productions. They're kind of doing a little bit of the Asylum theme, it looks like, with their new stuff here. Share my screen here with you guys. I don't remember Carmen. I love this Asylum fingers guy.
It's such
too.
it has that like
cool.
what is it, Momo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, and even like the Joker, at the beginning of the movie, he was like, forcing himself to smile. That's what that kind of reminded me of. So they're kind of going off of that theme, which is kind of cool. So it looks like they got some new cast, a style of just realism, which is beautiful. Love this girl too, the Asylum smile. Just kind of, birth defects, like there's something wrong with her skull or something like that. I think they did a really good job with them.
She embodies so much character in that.
Much.
Like, it's so
you don't even need her moving. She just needs.
She's attractive in that weird way.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, as long as you're Big Spoon, I'll be Big Spoon.
You know what I liked about Ghost Ride though, in the video, in the virtual trade show video, I think they had Cher. They had one of the at the very end of the video, one of the actors was sitting next to all of her cast. Then she gets up and walks away. Did you see it? Did you watch?
Yeah,
it?
it's so cool.
So the whole video, she's just sitting there still, and you think it's one of the props.
Right.
Because all of her life cast and right next to her, all bloodied up. And then at the end of the video, she just gets off the table and walks away. I was like, ah.
God, it's so good.
I love it too because when I walk through their booth every year, like every once in a while, I'll feel somebody staring at me, like in the corner, and I'll look over. And it's just like, that's just the prop. It's like that's how real and good it is. You're just like, damn, dude, like you guys are so good at like how the eyes stare perfectly at the person. Like even if you're like, almost like if you're like walking by them, it almost looks like they're continuously looking at you too. Sometimes, it's so good. And like just the quality is incredible.
The attention to detail, and like remember Dustin, we saw, I was with you guys and we saw like the hair. You could tell it was like they took like hair shavings, maybe took like Mod Podge or something. And just,
I do remember that.
Hair,
yeah.
you know what I mean, like I was telling somebody.
Well, they have really upped their game because they originally didn't have like the glass acrylic eyes, right? And now they're doing glass acrylic eyes.
You know what really makes it sometimes,
like
and not just Ghost Ride, but I've seen it in a couple different websites. Eyelashes. You can get eyelashes at the dollar store. You know what I mean? Just put the eyelashes on the eyes, and it gives that much more detail and more realism to a prop.
It does.
So when we do our eyelashes, we use skunk hair, which is like really, it kind of has that like coarse. It's such a rad technique. I bought like pelts, and like and then you just like literally just like rip them off and you poke them in. Depending on how expensive our stuff is, then we'll do that. Hair punching's fun. Like my girlfriend is a stylist. She's like a hairstylist, and so she'll just sit there and just punch for us. But it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, that's one aspect of production I never really like applied myself in. I mean, I could see doing like some like 5 o'clock shadow is one thing, but like punching a whole head, I don't know. Yeah, look at that Paul Standing. I like that guy. He was there last year though, on the Ghost Ride.
Right. That's so good. Man, we could go on and on about them. I mean, like they brought back. I mean, it looks like they're bringing back even like the big guy that they had. I feel like they have to use a lot more foam. Like the big guy that they had they came out with that 2 years ago or last year.
Yeah, I feel like that's a different one, isn't it? A different mold.
What, the fat guy?
Yeah, the fat guy. But that was
that's different.
It was quite a bit more expensive.
Well, the guy last year was lying on his side. Yeah, he was lying on his side, and his belly was kind of hanging down.
Right.
The new one's more. Yeah. Well, the new guy looks almost more like like a sideshow oddity.
Right. Definitely.
Right. I totally agree. Stuff. All right. So one of the other people that I love to death, their seminars are rad too, because like the breadth of what they do is outstanding. So Creative Visions is the company. They do huge stuff, and like one of the things that they said like on this video is that like here's what the facade that you would have seen at Transworld Haunt Show, and look at that thing. Like it's they're just amazing. They always innovate. We talked about them on an episode or two ago where they like created like the whole squishy bridge, squishy floors. And they just do amazing stuff, and
if you contact them too, like they will make an entire like a huge prop for you. I mean, they work with their vendor or their clientele to build whatever your vision is, and they're very well known for that. They create some of the biggest like facades, for example, or even just characters. Six Flags, they obviously they use them a lot for a lot of.
They're
their
so innovative.
Like
They're like one of my favorite people ever.
Oh, look at that! Yeah,
and I love even just their normal stuff that most of us can afford.
The stretch portraits, I love those.
Yeah, so cool.
They're fun. They've had those for a while. Like I just like every time that like I see their stuff, I'm like, yes. I hate their name though. Honestly, like
well, it's because you're
like
company.
what they yes, because I'm a haunted house type person. Yeah. I don't. That's not their main vision per se. It's
they're so good.
It really comes down to, but yeah. They created this squishy bridge.
Yeah, they were their originals.
So much fun there.
Yeah, the squishy bridge. I mean, if you go through the Fright Props catalog too, like you can get a lot of this stuff like on the Fright Props catalog, and like you can buy it. You can buy the squishy bridge by the square foot. I didn't know that.
Oh, really? Oh, so you could do an entire room. That's pretty cool.
You could do it entire room, or you could just do like depending on the area, like from home haunt to commercial. You know what I mean? Not everybody needs to buy like the $3,000 whole bridge, like. But yeah, I got the Fright Props catalog in, and anybody you can go on the Fright Props website and you get the catalog. It's free. It's free
shipping.
It's great. And so did I got one for Nethercraft too. Nethercraft did the exact same thing. You go on their website and they'll send you a catalog. And I did the Pixel Pusher.
Pixel Pusher. Yeah, I did that too. Have you got yours?
No, I haven't got mine yet. It says shipped on the email.
Yeah.
But I guess the company that prints out most of these catalogs it was like $12.99 or whatever the fuck, and I got it, because that's one thing every year. Everyone knows at Transworld I have a backpack, a drawstring backpack, and I get every catalog I can, and I have binders, man. I have binders from every year. Every year I go to Transworld and I put it all in like a nice.
Look at you.
A nice format.
I love that.
I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 of them right next to me right here, and then blah 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 blah. But it's good too, like organization wise. So like if you think I need a wall, I need a mask, I need intestines, I need a tentacle, I need something. Right. I can just flip right to it, and
right.
Obviously I have sections for like marketing and insurance and ticketing and stuff like that. But like,
and you have to be mindful. The vendors are spending a lot of money on a lot of those catalogs and stuff like that. Like if you're not going to buy any of the products, like you really should. You're just a spectator or whatever. Don't take the catalog. Unless you really do intend to actually purchase some of their products, in my opinion.
Right.
Because, those things are expensive. They do a really good job. There's a lot of effort. And if they run out of those catalogs, and there is a potential
But they're not going to run out of them this year, right?
Yeah, they're definitely not going to run out of them. Well, probably not. That's for sure. God, we still have our stickers for Strange and Departed, right? How many stickers do we have left? I don't want to think about it. We're not going to talk about the C word. Don't even say it.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of stickers and cool stuff to hand out to people at Transworld. However, that's not going to happen. So if MHC happens, we'll be there in full force.
God, I hope.
All right, Jim, you're up.
My turn.
It's your turn.
I am going to go to Dead Rabbit Studios. Dead Rabbit Studios primarily has a bunch of new masks this year. But look at these guys. Did you see this? The Cornstalker Deluxe costume. I
like their stuff this year. They've been hitting it hard. Like everything that they were like talking about. Like it's they had they had more like women's stuff. Like so they had like the clowns with the
the dreadlocky kind of
girl type dreadlocks. Cool. Like I love that. I'm a big supporter of like stuff like that. That's different than everything else. And there's so many like women out there that are haunters, and so it's rad to see like companies pushing that, and they did a killer job.
This looks like it was at either Transworld or MHC. Was it? I didn't see it. If these were there last year, I did not see them, but I saw them this year, and I was like, oh, those are beautiful. Like again, I like that nature. It just blends perfectly. If you have like a haunted trail, if you have any kind of an outdoor scene, these guys just blend right in. They got the pumpkin stalker too.
Yeah, I love those.
And again, their prices are reasonable, man. From $8.25, that's really not too bad for. It says it includes like everything you see, So these guys are over 8 feet tall. I don't know. I think these are wild though.
I love it.
I love pumpkins.
They're definitely they're on the come up because I don't really remember them like you were saying. in years past, and this year I was like, damn, they're killing it on like pushing on Hunters Hangout and getting more products out there. Like they're definitely somebody we're gonna see a lot of in the future.
I want to talk about Dapper Cadaver. I didn't realize how good they were with some of their props that they have, like even just the skinned cat, especially their animal products and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
God, I mean, it's so realistic. Even just
they're
like
one
that
of those.
They're one of the originals, obviously.
Oh yeah, I
And look at
used
this
to go on their
dog,
website
the
years ago.
spotted terrier. It's just like, damn, dude, like you guys replicate death so well.
Yeah, well, they do a lot of stuff like movie props and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and I know you can rent their stuff too.
They had one of my favorite videos out of all of them. Like I was like, this is fun. It was a fun like look into like their studio, their environment, like
and it was
throwing
like documentary
bodies
style
off their
almost tutorial style.
like throwing bodies off the top of the roof. I was like, this is cool. Like so much personality there.
So much.
It's cool.
If anything, they're in my opinion one of the obviously the best. If you're gonna ask. They're just so good. They've just got so much stuff that they could use.
And I don't know. Do they still do it? Yeah, they do. Like, so they do rentals, which I thought was really cool. So like, if you're just a home hunter and you don't need it year round, or you only need it one time, you can rent stuff. They're like one of the few that like rents out stuff, and so that's rad. That's huge.
So huge.
Yeah, or if you're making a movie, if you're making a student film or whatnot. You know what I mean? You can rent out props, or I'm sure or big budget movie production. Look at those, huh?
Dude, so good.
So you can do a weekly rental of a resting gray tabby cat prop rental. Beautiful prop, and you can get it for $220 for a week. Which maybe is not a home hunter's budget, but it looks so good.
Yeah, you might want to keep it and just pay the full price. I mean, why not?
Make the actual full price, yeah.
Yeah. Good thing I bought the insurance, eh?
Well, I'd sleep with it, honestly. Why not? Just keep it under my bed for when I need it.
Make a couple warm holes in it.
I'm more ready.
All right, next up, Dark Creations ATX has the reason why I wanted to bring this one up is like, yeah, look at those characters, like their costumes, right? And you got to have costumes in here, and like I think we're all attracted to like the big animatronics and like like pneumatics and stuff like like all that, like who has the weirdest molds and like scary shit like that. But like I was like, holy shit, these costumes are beautiful.
They're beautiful,
like,
and they're also
they're huge too.
Yeah, so like especially
so you can wear
for like
stilts with
like
them,
a line monster. Yeah, and they're walking down and they're interacting with these people, and they're like 8 feet, 9 feet tall. And then,
well, there's terror in size. You know what I mean? Like just to emasculate. If you're walking around on stilts, right off the bat, you're not emasculating. What am I trying to say? But like you're putting someone underneath you, and you have power over them. And
you're
same thing with a big animatronic. Like there's something just beautiful about something that's like something you don't see every day. You don't see an 8-10 foot prop or a person walking around. You know, so it's not Game of Thrones.
Get one of those like death whistles from like Alan Hops. In his booth,
right? Those are so
God,
cool.
I love those things.
Oh, I love the staffs too, though. Like the noise horns, like the staffs. This is beautiful. Like
so cool.
I mean,
we're working on a cool staff soon that we're going to be releasing on our website. I did a
handheld.
That's so good.
It'd be beautiful.
I did a handheld like loud horn this year, but I think I'm gonna do it like in staff mode next year, because that's one thing. Like even if you don't get scared, like everyone jumps at like a loud noise or a loud bang or a loud whatever.
Right. So if you have some kind of like electrical kind of sound, like a pop or something,
the flash cracker, dude.
That's what it's called.
That was three haunted houses ago. I did that, but everybody, man, they big, small, and I love that because I have some friends that are like big, maybe not football players, but like that, built like that. You know what I mean? And just making them jump just tickles my insides. Like, got you.
So did you put the flash cracker on a staff? Is that what you're saying, or just randomly?
No, you can do that, but this was like 3 years ago. I did the flash cracker. My brother, I actually made an electric chair. in the style of, distortions and whatnot. But I want to do an electric chair. It reminded me of my childhood,
Yeah.
And Jared rocked it every friggin' time. I mean, I'll send you a video, Dustin. It's a crappy like cell phone video, but every time, dude, the whole night, just he couldn't. No, but he couldn't talk afterwards. He really couldn't.
Dude,
but he
I
rocked
feel
it.
that,
He was
man.
so good. But then he had the flash cracker, so he did. And then when people walked by him, he did the flash cracker and just stood up. And it got people every single time, And they're cheap. Flash crackers on the Fright Props website,
right?
Like $25 maybe.
Well, it's better than your voice box too. Getting constantly used. I know that feeling because I do like that inward scream thing whenever I'm
yeah.
Well,
I ran.
I'm
I had
coughing.
surround.
Travis, do it. Travis, do it. Do your scream.
That one.
Yes, it's like my
And it
favorite
fucking
thing.
hurts, though. Like, I can't keep doing it.
In that one Immortal Mask that you had last year, it was the best. Like the multi teeth opening up as you do it. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that came across through the mic, but
Well, this year what I did is I had Jared behind a two-way mirror, and when he came through, the two-way mirror, I had a headphone and an amp down there, so he didn't have to like blow his voice cords out. You know what I mean? He was able to go like a little bit lower, but it sounded a lot louder. And not have to like just go crazy every single time because he did that year. He did the electric chair, man. He did because the hot seat extreme. I think it's distortions, right? They took the ride, did the motion, took the electric chair, but it actually vibrates and stuff. I know it's in the Darkness has one like in the gift shop. You know what I mean?
Does the guy jump out?
Well,
no, I don't know. I'm thinking about the guy that's getting electrocuted.
No, it's an actual
standing
seat.
up,
A patron.
but it's so yeah.
The customers can sit in it, and it actually shakes and stuff like that. I used to work at the Halloween outlet, and I remember Jared when we were kids. I mean, kids now, sitting in that thing, and like average person just kind of sits in it, like oh, it's a ride. Me and Jared would actually go like,
man.
and the strobe light and shit.
You know what?
Everyone's
we need to talk about distortions. I mean, they are literally.
Oh, it's my turn. No, that's mine. I called
All right,
it.
you get it.
Well, wait, Dustin wasn't done. Dustin, were you done?
Yeah, no. So one of the things I wanted to bring up, just because we were talking about the flash cracker, was Scare Innovations. They had that remember they're the people that had that staff, the zombie shocker last year.
Yep.
And so they have this shock mines, and it's very it's the same thing, and it hits at crazy decibels. It reminds me a lot of all the cracker stuff, flash cracker, all those. And I wanted to give them props because they seem extremely innovative, hence the name Scare Innovations. So good stuff there. Let's talk about distortions.
Thank you for bringing that up though, because I couldn't think of the name. I knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah,
couldn't think of the name. All right, distortions, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Okay.
I was all right. So I love this guy. I love the Demon Fury. Like that was right when I saw that. It almost has like that Unit 70 Scare Factory big animatronic feel. But look at that. That's beautiful.
God damn.
I want it. The Wicked Wolf.
Dude, and the Wicked Wolf.
Yeah,
look at that.
It's like buff. It's like it's fucking pop out.
muscles.
I think what they did is Distortions has the gargoyle. Had a gargoyle. Same thing with wings. I think they used the body and put a new head on it.
Yeah.
If I don't feel like going through I can look it up for you guys, but I think what they did was they sculpted a new head and made the armature and everything like that. But I know they have a gargoyle, and I think it's the same body because I noticed that shit. And then it had the wings and the gargoyle face. But yeah, even at that, look at that. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Dude, they got.
I think everything that they did, and they just been pushing the bar.
Yeah, and this is my favorite, dude. The Shocktronic. Their other Shocktronics are really good. Like the pig, and they have a bunch of Shocktronics. The devil with the wings, really like them. It almost feels like is it an actor or not? Like if you know what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're looking for, they get you every time. But we know what we're looking for. This got me, dude. I really thought this whole thing was just an animatronic, and I thought it came out beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know, like it's great. It's
like
in.
a guy just working on his brain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well,
but he's actually talking and everything. But like,
and then he jumps out.
Like,
he uses that. Like, I love how Distortions does that.
Yeah.
With
that guy and the Demon Fury were my two favorites for Distortions this year. I mean, I like all their stuff. Don't get me wrong. I've been following Distortions for.
I think the monster kids are fun. I was just like, I don't know how we could ever use those.
For the kids, I don't know.
Like, for the kids, I mean, like home haunters, trick or treating on your porch. You know what I mean? I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use it.
That's what I love about Distortions. They've got something for everybody. It seems like they've got the horrible, the gory, the grotesque, and then they have the shock. Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. Well, I like the fright. Well, you see how that one looks a little bit. You can see that's kind of choppy.
I feel like they do that on purpose. I feel like most people know when they're going through a haunt that most things are fake. Like
Right. You'll hear people say it. That's fake.
Oh, that's fake. That's fake.
I like this
and then
guy.
they play off of that. Distortions is like, nope, this is not fake. This is actually a real haunter that is actually going to jump out and scare you. I love how they do that.
This guy too, the Bound Corpse.
Yeah,
I really like because I like just static props too. They have like really big animatronics, but they just have. Excuse me, the static props that I think are just beautiful.
Dude, yeah. No, they do really good. They're like the best. I don't want to say that. Actually, forget what I just said, but they are the best.
Yeah, but this guy's only like 100.
If anybody that we mentioned is probably the best on this.
Not a sponsor.
Like $160. It's not bad. But yeah, anyway.
It's so good.
So the Demon Fury and the Shocktronic, those are my two favorites there. I mean, all their Frightronics, all of their stuff is great. All their graveyard stuff. So I have no complaints with
definitely
Distortions at all.
All right,
way to go, Ed.
Dude, my mom was like, because my mom's probably about.
My mom loves our mom loves,
and she. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, look at him! He's like me." So anytime they release new shit, I'm like, "Look, Mom, it's Ed."
Did you have? I got his. There's a book. Remember the Future? It's all about distortions, past and the future and whatnot. It's all about distortions, man. This is a very good book. It's the same. Was it by Lee Lambert? He did the same. What's it called? The Dawn Post Deluxe book. So it's
cool. I never even heard of that.
It's for us monster kids, man. Like I've been following because Ed started making masks back in like the '60s. You know what I mean, or even beyond that.
Yeah.
So that's how he started, and then he made the electric chair, which spawned the industry of animatronics. And blah 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 blah. Really good book, though. Remember the Future. Every episode, Jim Strange will bring you a new product to look up.
I love that. I love that you have that stuff. It's so good.
That's why I plot my station right here. Like all my movies are right here. All my books are right here. So I have just like libraries lining the walls right here.
Hey, you do.
But then I can just grab stuff for reference right away. So. All right, Travis, it is your turn.
I want to talk about somebody that's outside of the alphabetical. I don't know. Can we do that?
Yeah. What is it, Sesame Street?
Outside the alphabet. We're going through this fucking list, and it's like effects to go, like after distortions.
Well, yeah, do it then. Yeah, I think.
So effects to go. And this is actually one of the first places that you visit from. At least last year, it was like right after Ghost Ride. From what I remember, they had like this lattice structure. And it looked like it was a solid, lattice wood kind of like triangle like thing that you would see with like vines growing up and stuff like that. But in fact, it was something that somebody could pop out of. The scare factor is incredible. You can be hidden behind this lattice structure. And seeing the patron come by and easily just spread those apart and just jump out at them. I love it. I think they did a really good job with that.
And then this year, they actually now have a DIY thing for it, which is like that's where it's at. Like if you don't want to spend a ton of money, this year they actually have it like as a DIY where you can make up your own structure, and it's. I mean, look at that price. It's like so cheap.
$89.
And they have the Snake Strike. They're
for now.
Effects to go. Jake Farmer is like killing it, right? Like he's coming out with new innovative stuff that like you don't see all the time because he works with Alan Hobbs, right? So like they get to come up with a lot of cool stuff at the Dark Hour Haunted House, and he's also making his own little company and doing stuff like that. And I think they're amazing.
What's so cool about like I don't know, just I want to go a little bit into Alan Hobbs because he's the booth next to these people. I think that there's no other. Yeah, it's
like damn close.
It's damn close. It's right down the road, and if not like 2 booths later. But Alan Hobbs utilizes some of the cheaper things that we have in our house, whether it be like trash bags, and you put them in like a tennis, what are those things called? The tennis
racket?
Racket, yeah. And just like being able to make like a thumpy noise. And it's like super simple, it's cheap, and it does the job of scaring people, and it's incredible. Like, and if you are in it for scaring people, but also trying to save $1, these people, and also obviously using Alan Hobbs' techniques is a really, really good idea, in my opinion. But
so Jake also is releasing like this how-to DVD this year, which would have been there for I think it was like $20-$25. That's rad. Go get it. Support this guy. Like he is like pushing out cool stuff and like upping the bar on what we do. And I love seeing people like this where it's not the typical style, like
right.
Oh, let's just mold something and paint it. Like he's coming out with this lattice stuff and the snake thing. Like that's so much fun. Like I absolutely give this guy 100% props for doing everything that he's doing. He's a good dude.
I don't know if I shared the screen. I feel bad now. Okay. That's a mountain.
You didn't.
I just realized that. Sorry. Moving on.
Right.
Your segment sucks. I love it. I love that shit. No, like you said, I love the do it yourself, man, because I like to do it myself.
Yeah, totally.
Well, anything. Okay.
So one of the things that obviously I'm sure everybody knows about Fright Props. New for 2020, they're doing all this cool stuff. Like they have a in-house sculptor again, and he's making all these
the monster tentacle, man. I want the monster tentacle, at least 2 of them.
And it's so cool to see Fright Props grow and become bigger than big, and having new people making their own stuff, because Fright Props traditionally is they've always made stuff, but they're a reseller, so they do a lot of drop shipping and stuff like that, and so it's cool to see that they're pushing out their own products. I like the
a resaler.
Well, they're
retailer.
Yeah, they're a retailer. I mean, it's like the Marshall of Marshalls of the haunted community. So if you are into making your own props, your own animatronics, they've got everything from servos that you can have a spinning head or something like that based off of a time. They got so much stuff for you to do it yourself. Looks like they even kind of collaborated with Ed there. Is that true?
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying they resell a lot of stuff. So they drop ship stuff. So you can buy fog and it's gonna ship from Froggies, right?
Yeah.
So
which is fine.
But what I thought was cool this year, which I'm sure we would have saw at their booth, is the snail mail that I have up here.
I love that guy.
Is 100% created by Fright Props, and that's amazing to see them actually starting to push the envelope on creating their own stuff. That's so rad.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Only exclusively on frightprops.com.
And yeah, a lot of the stuff that I saw in Fright Props is stuff like I said, I want to do a lot of medical stuff or mutant whatever. But look at the mega tentacle, man. I want that. It's $300, but 2 of them, just for
That's a good deal. That is.
It really is for
look
at, she's obviously 5'11" or something on that idea. You know what I mean? She's there's that one. I really liked the Lobster Boy. I think he was. I think I've seen that before, but I really like that dude. I mean, I'd have that in my living room.
Who made that originally? Is that them making it?
I believe
Probably,
so.
Maybe. It's so hard to tell with Fright Props on who made. So, sometimes they sell pumpkin pulp stuff, right? But they actually say pumpkin pulp on some of the stuff. It doesn't say, like, oh, this is made by Morris. You know, like it's kind of hard to tell on fret props.
Yeah, and then just one more thing that I really like these guys too. Hold on one second. These mutant maggots coming from the ceiling kind of thing. And again, $199. This one's only $100. I like the idea of like, you know, medical specimens that are like, you know, are hatching from the ceiling, or they got loose into the sewer system or something. You know, I really am sold on that. You know,
It's so good.
frightprops.com.
They are one of my favorite companies, like 100%.
Well, it's a fun booth. It's a fun booth too, man, because
Yeah.
it's a huge booth, and you can just there's so much crap to see, you know, like.
And they have good people, like one of our friends, Dan, Travis. You love Dan. Dan and Travis can talk all day about like Fall Silent and like all these old bands, like
heavy metal bands, hardcore bands. That's all right. No, like
Dan's a good
the
dude.
thing that I love about fight props is they're kind of, even like within the community of the haunt, they are kind of the misfits. They had that what was the Doom Blaster? What was that thing called? And it was like a shotgun. There was every hour they would blow off this giant shotgun sounding thing that would everybody in the convention would hear. I can't remember exactly. I want to say it was run off of propane, and it would just like light up this propane through a barrel and just like make this incredibly loud noise, which if you're standing close to it, it'd probably blow your eardrums out, or at least degrade your hearing. But you know, they did that. It was funny. Hey. Shut up.
Did
Do you remember that? The Doom Cannon, that's what it was called.
I remember hearing it. I didn't know exactly where it was coming from.
Yeah, it was fucking fry props. They're
And
just
so,
like, fuck it, man. Let's just boom.
Yeah, so like that's another thing is like, I love fry props. However, like it's just a rebranded thing from like what they have them like on farms, right? So you can go buy these things for way cheaper and get like, because they have Doom, like instead of labeling it as a Doom cannon, they're like for birds. So you set them out on your farmland, and pop it, and it explodes, and all the birds like fuck this place. I don't want to be on this farmland.
You like corn, motherfucker?
Like corn, yeah. Well, you got to be careful of that fucking.
There's just a whole bunch of old farmers popping shit.
Dude, it's basically a
I'm not wasting my ammo on you.
I'm gonna leave it for the shitty folk that come down my farm.
Because it's what propane, right? Like,
yeah,
isn't it like that's how
it's propane, and then they light it off, and like because of the expansion through the barrel, it makes this huge noise. Honestly, if you're standing next to it, because I remember we made the mistake of being right next to it, like my ears were ringing. God, that was like two.
Were they
Transworld.
Travis
and
ringing?
like, so like I don't want to like diss fright props on it. Like, sure,
I fucking love it.
Rebrand shit.
I fucking
yeah,
love
like
it.
it's cool. Like I probably wouldn't buy it from fright props because I know you can get it cheaper.
Yeah, the
everywhere
bird
else.
can't.
But
yeah.
it's still, you got to kind of give companies like that props. For
Yeah,
being
they're just like fuck
"Look
it.
at
We're
this
gonna
product,
push it a little more,
and
you know,
we'll resell. Like, yeah,
push it a little more, and they fucking did, and they did a really good job with it.
it's a cool pirate like theme. Like if you had it on the top of like a pirate ship and you're popping.
Oh, that would be a really
like a
good
cannon or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like water and yeah.
I just want to wake up all my neighbors. Like, boom! I was looking at like
We always fight, dude. We have that.
Happy Halloween, motherfuckers!
we don't. You know, like the. I don't even know what they're called, but like the. Like that siren, the like
siren.
The
Yeah,
tornado siren, yeah.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to buy one of those because in Reno we don't have those. So like I've always wanted to put
Dude,
one up
just
on my
today,
house.
like they did it at noon every Wednesday, and it woke me up. I've been sleeping in a little bit, and I wake up to a fucking tornado siren. And I'm like, God damn it! And I look at the radar, and it's like, oh, there's no, oh, it's fucking noon on Wednesday.
Yeah, they don't do that around here.
They don't do that there, dude. Fucking
No,
everywhere around here. Like I hear them all noon on Wednesday. Like that's the test to make sure that the tornado siren is working, and it's a fucking eerie sound, dude. It's like death is imminent, and you need to find shelter. Kind of like right now with the coronavirus. Damn it!
That's like 4 or 5.
Travis literally started this off so everybody knows, being like, I fucking don't want to fucking talk about coronavirus. And he doesn't talk like that. And he was like, hey, let's
That's exactly how I talk. What are you talking about?
And that's all he's been doing.
10 minutes in, he's like, my corona. All right, I don't think we talked enough about Gorgalore, you guys. So it's back on track.
Yeah, we definitely didn't. And they're like one of my favorite
Dude.
videos,
Yeah,
so
like
we
I
definitely need
very
to.
much liked all of their like 80s sci-fi fucking
It's fun.
eye abomination type of props. Look at that guy. Woohoo. I love that. I love it.
Well, they're the only ones that really do the puppets justice. You know, the giant puppets.
Well, I think this is an actual. I think this is an actual animatronic though.
So they were gonna
Yeah, well, and
change.
that's the thing. I didn't like see any like
split
major
peak.
like. So what they did is they said like in the video is like you can take any of our stuff that was like actimatronics and put it on a sled. So it's like an animatronic at that point. And I thought that was pretty neat that they're pushing that. They really didn't. They kind of mentioned the facade stuff, like how they had some molds and stuff like that, but it really wasn't like anything that we expected.
Yeah,
of
we were
them.
expecting, Netherworld
Like
type
big
facades, or
like
something
Nevermore, like type.
Nevermore,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like I feel like they
Yeah,
can make
yeah,
them, but they aren't doing that. So
I love this guy.
but damn,
I love the
that stuff is so cool. Yeah.
the Snapdragon. It's a mini monster, mini actomatronic, if you will. Look at that. I just love it. Anything plants and aliens. Anything weird,
It sits there perfectly where it does. It looks like a static
love
prop,
that.
and then just having that
Exactly.
like come out, like it's so
Exactly.
neat.
Well, and it gives like the you as the actor get to use it, because like we were talking about, I think a couple of podcasts ago, the only people that can read people are people. And,
All right. Well, I also like the all the plant stuff. The Daisy Dew, if you want to call it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Daisy doing yeah.
Like I love for a long time like the greenhouse thing, the Derma. Look at that. Those are great. I mean, a lot of like the greenhouse coming into like a haunted house. I didn't see that a lot growing up. It was a lot of like dungeons, a lot of crypts, a lot of graveyards and castle scenes. It wasn't until like my early 20s, I think the Ghoulie Manor in Taunton, Massachusetts is the first time I saw a greenhouse, like a twisted, demented, Venus flytrap, like all that kind of shit. And I was like, that's brilliant. It's like the first time I ever saw like a wine cellar, and I don't know, like I like seeing new stuff in a haunt. I mean, now we've seen it, with Unit 70s and Gorgalore. They're putting out like the Venus flytrap, like the Unit 70 has the Venus flytrap eating the guy and stuff. But I love that. I love.
What's cool about like everything that they came out with, like those colors are so vibrant. So it's not like overly bloody. It's like really vibrant colors that like I love so much on their stuff. It was
Well, it's like I love
stunning work.
I love Halloween. I love black and orange. You know what I mean? Like, someone's like, what's your favorite colors? Put a gun to my head. I'm gonna say black and orange most likely. But I love nature, nature too. Like I like green. I like blues. I like earthy browns and stuff like that. So especially I put that into a haunted house, it just blends perfectly. I like camo netting and fake moss and all that shit too, man. It's good. Not like the cheap. There's the camo netting that's like cheap plastic, if you will. I'm not too big on that. I like it more like a cloth netting or something like that.
Something
Obviously, fire.
I
retardant.
love that you just said like your favorite colors are black and orange, because I'm always like I guess black, but like I am now going to rip that off and make it my own.
Yeah, but black and orange, man. It's just like they go together
That's
beautifully,
fun.
But I love green too. Like I have so many house plants, dude. Like I could do a friggin'. I could take one of those Gorgalore, puppets or props and just put it on my plant table in my living room, and it blend perfectly. I have so many house plants. When you walk in my house, it's like, ooh, you're in the jungle now, baby. You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, my grandma doesn't come over anymore.
She hates it.
She's afraid of your Venus flytrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you want to take it, yeah. If you
I'll
wanna
show you
take
my
it that
Venus
way.
flytrap.
Yeah,
Grandma.
It's getting it to stay closed. That's the. All right, who's I think Travis. I think you're next, dude.
All right, here we are. Flame machines. Yes, Halloween effects. It's pretty incredible. I mean, you have to have like a pyrotechnics license. They're kind of difficult to get, but like these guys, honestly, that shit's fucking insane. Especially if you can.
It's so much fun. I think the whenever I watch it, I was like, yes, I need one of these, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, we can't.
You can't do it. Yeah, like in your neighborhood, like.
And on top of that, you're like doing it inside of the warehouse, like it's just like hitting up on.
You could do it. I mean, you could get one and like have a cookout or something. Not have the public over. Just have like your friends and family have a cookout. And
you can have a cookout.
Welcome. Who wants chicken?
Yeah, there's different companies out there that will actually you hook it up to like a MIDI machine. So if like you hit a certain key on the piano, or for instance, that's cool. It'll fucking like throw out the flames and shit like that. Las Vegas does that I mean, there's companies in Las Vegas. There's casinos and things like that. They'll play like a ballad or something like that. And fucking when they hit a certain key, like it's almost like a certain like key. The fucking flames will shoot out. I'm getting drunk.
I'd like to get one of these so like when my daughter starts bringing like boyfriends over, they open the door. Like, who dare take my daughter out to the dance?
It's cool, but
I'm gonna do it. I don't give a shit. What's gonna happen?
What's the worst that could happen? You murder the kid.
I'll do it on the front porch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always thought that'd be cool though. You know what I mean? Because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna show them my guns." You know how many girlfriends I've had and their fathers had guns. And I could just talk guns with them, and it was cool, and they liked me because I could talk guns with them. Like, you gotta do something different. I want to come out like just like covered in blood and be like, "Don't go in there," just something weird.
Something weird. Like, I don't know if I want to date your daughter anymore. Like,
good.
I want to hook it up to like an API, like so like whenever like Dearly Departed sells something, it just flames go in my backyard.
Dude, so
people always have like a gong or some bell or some shit that like is off, but for us it's like very dangerous. I probably wouldn't do that, but it'd be fucking awesome. Just random birds flying and get
torched. That's to the effect.
Dearly Departed, bitch.
It always smells like roasted chicken at your backyard.
Yeah, just all this dead crap. I'm like, do not go over there, kids. That is a horrible thing you can do. So I mean, we've always seen like fire. Fire is fire. Like it's always like something that like has been around. I love what they did there. Definitely want it. But like one of the things that like I think is very innovative for something that has been around forever, right? Like ankle blasters blasting out air at people has been around forever. One thing that I thought was really cool that Hallucinations Creations created was this different version of the ankle blaster. So it's basically just like blasting air, but as you watch right here, it goes pop, 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 pop. So you can mount it up on top, and it hits everybody in the line, which is really cool because usually like typical ankle blasters,
one person gets
only
it,
hits
not
in
everybody.
one. Yeah, and you're just like, oh, I didn't get that. That sucks. I'm the first person. Or maybe they slowed down the controller so like it hits after 2 seconds, and then the middle person gets it. But like this is like bap, 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 bap. And I was like, that is so freaking rad. I love the idea of like hitting everybody.
So it's a little more random.
No, yeah, well, you see it move. It goes boom, boom,
it
boom.
Moves
because usually you run.
Right.
I usually do the same. I usually run like groups of like 3, maybe 4. 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit them.
Right.
Which I think is cool. Like we've done it where we have like multiple ankle blasters in an area. So like one hits and then the back one hits. So it's like it kind of crunches the crowd in a sense, which I love. But like this, I was like, that's a fun take on the traditional style of an ankle blaster.
I like it. I dig it.
A+ work, Hallucinations Creations.
It's so effective though too, man. Like I've never once saw like somebody go. No one's ever gone through an ankle blaster like, I'm not affected by air.
Yeah, right. No, everybody jumps.
I've seen it done. It's just because it's like you're not expecting it. It's just like you're being touched with something. It's the sound. It's the whole. I stick with the air too because if you do like the ankle, like the ankle whips, you know what I'm talking about, like the ankle ticklers or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I run my haunt. I do like a kids party, so like kids can go through, and then I do adults later on. Like I mean, like a little ankle whip's not what, but for a little kid, like I don't know, I don't like the idea of touching somebody, like because just what if something gets jammed and it's on high power and just like whips the shit out of their ankle, and I don't know.
That's why you put a regulator on there.
Yeah, I know. I'm like a shit
I agree.
happens kind of
Like
guy.
you got to think about everything though. Yeah, like the regulator could get broken.
All right. Well, I think we should all talk about the elephant in the room. One booth I'm going to very much miss this year is Immortal.
Immortal.
I could spend the whole friggin' day in the Immortal.
Like they come up with so many different ideas. We can't even really cover it here, unfortunately, because there's just everything is new.
This guy,
everyone.
I love the larvae, the silicone baby. This was new for this year. I thought that was wild.
Mm-hmm. Who's that guy?
Yeah, it's a good size too. I mean, you see, that's like an adult hand,
Yeah.
Really like.
I like
that
any
guy.
prop like that because if you're a line actor, you can definitely like walk around with it and look at that movement. It's so cool. What?
Wow.
Like it's so beautiful. I think the cool thing too is like, did you guys see that they have a video now on Stan Winston, like a good friend of mine, Mikey, who makes molds there. He's on there, and I was so excited to see him like be on Stan Winston. I was like, "Fuck yeah, Mikey, that's rad. Good job." It was such a good tutorial on like how to make silicone mats, which like Immortal again is like just crushing it on every freaking.
They had a mold making one, didn't they, on Haunter's Hangout or something? Like a mold making.
Yeah, well, they
something
posted
like
it on
that.
Haunter's Hangout, but it was for Stan. It's on.
Okay,
Stan Winston,
yeah.
So you have to pay for it. But yeah, like it was such a
I love this guy too. I love the Cletus, the silicone baby.
Dude's
That was
hungry.
from last year, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's not new, but he's just one of those things where.
But they're beautiful.
Every time I see it,
you see people walk around like Monster Palooza with like these little silicone babies, and you're like, oh, that's cute. Like you look at it at first, and you're like, oh, is that a real baby? Oh no.
Yeah. And I have
a
to
monster show.
I will eventually get the host. Like that's just like, can you imagine getting like that in the Unit 70s, the new Parasite, the one we all liked, the Unit 70 guy.
Dude, you could easily incorporate both of those.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like I mean, this is a new. Again, this was there last year, but every time I go on the website, I always find myself looking at this again. Like, oh, I will buy you one day. I will. And I like just the head too. I mean, I like the whole. You can get the whole costume with the chest and the, the full host puppet suit, which is cool. You know what I mean? But I like just the head too. I'm a simple Jack.
It's not that expensive. $685.
No, it's really not too bad. My only thing is that's the time. If I'm gonna spend $700 on I'd only trust me and my brother. You know what I mean? Like I have a bin full of masks, and when I have my actors, I say do you want makeup? Do you want a mask? A lot of times I go, I want a mask. So we go through the bin of masks. I have them usually all spread out, and they pick a mask. A lot of it's latex though. Like I wouldn't just let someone just put on if someone put on a $700 silicone mask. I bet.
Dude,
look it.
and
that cost me money. Don't fuck around.
Don't
take
though,
it off
man.
and throw it.
They rip. Like I don't know. Like I was really careful with my mask last year. It was an Immortal mask, which was beautiful, but they rip and they tear it. But you have to learn how to do certain simple silicone repairs and things like that. It's not that bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but again, me and you, and my brother, we would all be careful with it because we know what it is. But I'm talking I got buddies that just are drinking beer, they put a mask on their forehead and they wait for the next guy to come down. I have that too. You know what I mean? Good mask. I don't allow cheesy masks in the hunt.
Right.
But I wouldn't just let someone just take it off and you find it on the floor afterwards.
Rips. I don't know how many times we could say that on this. So, one of the companies that we probably could bring up right now is because they're very similar to Immortal. However, they also have a lifetime warranty on their stuff, which is Shattered Effects, and they're the amount of stuff that they do
for repairs and
cool.
stuff.
You just ship it back to them and they'll repair it.
That's pretty cool.
Outstanding because every silicone mask that we've ever produced, every silicone mask you see them all the time, stuff rips, latex masks rip. Unless they're crazy big, but silicone masks, try to see your head's big. So yeah, there's probably a little tiny area that after time started to rip.
I think you wear your head very well, Travis.
Thank you. I was wondering, it's like falling over. It's like, fuck, this thing's heavy.
Hey, fathead.
Yeah. Travis, you're up.
I know. Well, I'm trying to get.
Hey, fathead, it's your turn.
It's your fucking turn.
I'm like, hey, I've been like waiting for Travis to like segue to the next one. I'm like,
all right.
fucking,
Every time it's
let's get
Travis's
off of
turn,
Immortal.
I'm gonna take a pee break every time Travis has to go. Now, on the virtual website, on the trade show virtual website, I did not see Midnight Studios posted a video, but I know that they came out with new stuff. So I want to talk about Midnight Studios effects. Love their stuff every year. I mean, that's another website I've been following for a long time. I love his dirty, gritty style, like in painting and stuff like that. Again, going with the mutant alien lab scene kind of thing. I mean, these guys are like only 3 feet tall, but it's what, 350? That's not bad at all. I like that guy.
That is a crazy good deal.
Oh yeah, I really liked him. And then they had the xenomorph. Oh yeah. Actually, I saw this guy first. It's the first thing I saw from them for 2020, and I was like, oh yes, for 350. For 350 though, I want to make at least 3 or 4 cryo chambers. I'll make them myself. I know you can buy them, but I'll make them myself. Have maybe 3 chambers, and then buy. I want the distortions alien too. This distortions has an alien that would work really well. Oh, you son of a bitch!
I like that. I like it whenever you put those type of props too inside a water chamber, right? And then you
Well, it's I have a source. I have a source for plexiglass. It's thicker plexiglass. I might be able to get I need sheets of just what's it called? A lower, not so thick plexiglass. But I can make the chambers, no problem. It's just a top and a bottom and a cool light on the inside. But if I want to get at least those 2 guys maybe from Midnight, and then I want to get the alien, Distortions has an alien, flatback alien, and it only costs $160, $170. It's really not that bad. So I really like that guy, and then I really liked these guys as well. Boom, 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 boom. This is silly. Jim and technology, I like this guy. I like that guy. This species. But new arrivals. Yeah, the winged reaper. He was really.
I wish they had a video because their stuff is so good.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to their website, if you go and I follow them on Facebook and stuff, they post little videos of the shop, and I love that stuff too. Just the Scare Factory, or anytime these big prop companies take a tour of their shop, or even Immortal. You know what I mean? You see their facility and where they're making this stuff. I'm like, oh, look at that! Just high ceilings of goodness, This guy's pretty cool. The semi-posable winged demon reaper. I mean, I don't think I'd buy this. I know you can buy just that head for $200. So I thought about buying I think like I said, if I made the cryo chambers, I want to have 3 or 4 alien species in cryo chambers, and then I'd like to have one with an actor in it. So people are walking down the hallway, they're oh, alien specimens. And then the last one, it's fucking an actor.
It's so good.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
But I know for a fact that Midnight Studios.
The next one that I think definitely deserves so much props is Nightmare Makers. Oh yeah. And this year they're you've talked about them before on past episodes, Jim, where you can buy molds of skulls, and this year they have even more molds. Yep. They have small molds. They have look at these things. They're little tiny skulls. They have the vertebrae, all these little tiny things that you can do, and big skulls. And so she's busting out a lot of molds. And
yeah, well, I like how she has the femur this year. She has the femur bone, and she has the bone, the ends, perfect for a catacomb or in cave scenes. But she was awesome, man. Because I sent her an email. I know I mentioned this before on another podcast, but I sent her an email, I think in September. So you're talking about the month before October, saying I need 10 flatback skulls. Can you help me out? And she goes, do you care if they're mixed matched? Because I sent her one specific one. And she goes, do you care if it's mixed matched? No jaw, flatback skulls. And she got them to me in 7 to 9 days or something. It was unreal. It was because I needed them for my catacombs. And When hinges creak and
All right.
doorless
Yeah. So like
chambers.
another company that's like also like on the same style as like what Nightmare Makers is doing is they're providing molds to us, and that's so much fun. Like you don't have to go out and like bust out silicone and make all these different like panels and things like that. Like you can buy molds straight from when hinges creak and make your own panels for these like like for escape rooms or for like just like this like weird mad scientist. For you, Jim, like talking about what you're going to be doing with your haunt.
Oh yeah,
You can buy them and paint them your own. Like you don't have to like buy it straight from how they painted it. You can add your own shellac and paint it and add your own LEDs and stuff like that. And I think it's cool when people are like making these molds, because usually that's your intellectual property is like your molds. And so like a big thing that I saw this year was like other people pushing out molds that they're selling and being like, hey, DIY, which is cool. DIY, do it yourself. So neat though. Look at that stuff. I love it though, because they have so many fun little gadgets for your haunted house, little wheels and stuff. It's so neat.
Dude, I remember one year I actually cut the top off of like bolts and stuff like that to achieve that effect.
It's a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass. I had a bucket full of like nuts and bolts and shit like that, and I'm like, well, I don't want to get rid of these, so I just took the metal, I just cut them off and used them. But that would have been wicked convenient just to have the. And I like the name plaques too for like the catacomb, like the mausoleum, like the name plaques and stuff.
And they do sell stilts. I feel like those are the same stilts as Alan Hops has too. But dude, they do cool stuff, and definitely give them love if you guys need stuff like that. Like look at that, like even like rebar. They have a whole thing on that. Like it's so cool, and it's posable rebar, which is really neat. So they're definitely pushing the rebar this year. So shut up. All right, you're up, Travis.
So yes, Scare Factory, super fucking excited about them. They are in the dark area, the dark room of Transworld. I thought that they did an incredible job, creating new products, super tall products. They did the hearse. It was a couple of years ago. I remember there was like fucking the top of the hearse fucking opened up, and there was this giant fucking
so
ghoul.
Cool. So
dude,
cool.
I loved it, and it was like holding that dude, and like I remember, Jim, you were like, oh, I fucking have a hearse, and like, I should do that with mine.
well, 2018, that's my hearse. I have, not at the trade show, but
that exact one?
1998 Sayers and Scoville Cadillac hearse, and that's what it is. Yeah. So Scare Factory makes the animatronics for the hearse. They probably just go down to the junk or whatever. They find a hearse and they'll sell it to you. Like they're not building.
And they do say that on their website. Like
the hearse, the style of the hearse may vary.
Exactly.
Right.
But that particular, because on their website they have a white one. I think it's like an old white caddy from like the 90s or something like that. But the trade show 2018, with the one that you saw, I have that same hearse. It's just
that exact one.
It's exact one. Yeah, except my interior is blue. I think their interior was red, and mine's an actual hearse. I have a casket back there. I don't have the whole. So Scare Factory makes the big animatronic, and then but
they make the big
everything.
That's actually,
I love that's what I love about Scare Factory though. It's just like everything they do is just like big, large, over the top. And it's just like
over
I
the
love
top.
It,
they will create. So basically, you come to them with an idea, and you tell them exactly how you want your haunt to go, and they will create it. They have an entire floor space put out so that they can recreate your imagination, and they will actually bring people in. College students, different patrons and things like that, to walk through your haunt. And you can view them from a bird's eye view and see how they get scared. And, maybe some problem areas where people are getting kinked up, because maybe they're getting a little bit too scared and throughput is a little bit off-putting. But it's pretty incredible what they do. I really got to say, I gotta tip my hat to them. They do an incredible job.
Yeah, I
love that idea. I love that idea that they're doing that. And Travis, you're just right down the street. You live right down the street.
Right down the street. I drive by them.
It would be so cool.
And Unit 70, all the time.
Yeah. Well, we definitely need to make a little video of
a field trip. Come on.
Field trip.
Actually, that'd be a good idea. You could stay at my house. I'm Big Spoon.
Yeah.
I already told you that. It's okay. It's okay.
I was really impressed. I was impressed with their video too this year. You know, with the virtual trade show.
It was
you
really
got to see
good.
the sheer size of their facility.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. You get to see their new product. You get to see some of their Christmas stuff. People don't realize that too, but a lot of the last year when they started doing the Christmas show, Scare Factory had a booth inside of there, and it's just cool how they're utilizing both, you know. But again, with Scare Factory and Unit 70, I really like just big over the top things, and they're the website to check out. They're definitely, they got some beautiful stuff.
Dude, it's so good. I really love
totally
it.
agree.
Yeah, and
So
not
Pumpkin
only that.
Pulp.
Hold on. Before we get to that, I also want to talk about Scare Factory and how they, utilize games. Not too many other vendors are doing this. You're standing in line. You're bored. Most people, I would say that a lot of people leave. Not most people, but a lot of people leave because they're fucking bored. They're sitting in line. They don't have alcohol for obvious reasons. So what do? Like, you put games in the queue line. It's a great idea.
That's exactly
and Scare
what I would
Factory, yeah, they fucking utilize it. They're really good at it. They have like some types of like basketball, you throw like zombie heads into the basketball hoop, whatever it may be. Yeah. And they have like those little it's like
the crypt ring, the crypt ring toss.
Yeah.
They had the pumpkins
Yeah,
and the
crypt
beanbags
ring
and stuff
toss.
like that. But like
It's
you said,
good.
you put it in the queue line. People even if you're in the line and you're like, I'm not spending money on games, shut up, Johnny. And then like after a while, you're just like, all right, here's $1, just go do it, And then you could still
Just
have
go do
games inside once you're through the line, and if you have like a screen
Through it,
park,
yeah.
a mezzanine, a midway, whatever you want to call it. You could still have games there as well, but like I think it's a great idea. I've thought of that many times. Like I've been in lines that are just like out the door for like an hour, and I'm like, this sucks.
Right,
Even with the VIP ticket,
how do we
sometimes
make it better?
VIP
Right.
ticket. If you go on a Friday or a Saturday night in October, you're still friggin' waiting in line. So I like that idea.
Exactly.
Just like make them
Scare
laugh,
Factory
make them,
has-
do something,
they have the
entertain
solution.
them.
Yes.
I want to have like platforms where we have like fire breathers, maybe a comedian, maybe a contortionist, just a whole bunch of like every
line monster,
every 100
whatever
feet
it may
or so. Yeah, every 100 feet or so. I mean, line monsters obviously like, that's been done.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like just like a new form, like every 50 or 100 feet have like just a new small little stage. You know what I mean? Like so you have like an actor like putting a nail in his head. Just I don't know something. A comedian, dancing girls.
So my next one that I love is Pumpkin Pulp. Like,
Yes.
oh my god! Like, look at these things. Like they're like the thing with like Pumpkin Pulp this year that they really like pushed is like movable jaws, right? So you always got that like with like.
They never did that before.
Like silicone masks and stuff like that. Yeah. And so this year, they like look at that possum, like the hair.
I love it.
It looks like you can look at like Pumpkin Pulp stuff and be like, that is 100%.
It's their
Pumpkin
style,
Pulp.
but now you can wear
They
it.
have a great style, and they like these masks have movable jaws now, and they're stunning.
I love the goat head.
least.
Ryan had the goat head.
God. They're so
Yeah, the
beautiful.
the double goat head. Oh, it's so good.
They're good people, and that's why they won an award from Transworld the years before.
It was like last year. I think they win every year because they're that good.
Well, they should.
Really think
I don't know if they won last year, but it
honestly,
was-
every single time
yeah.
that I've been to Transworld, I want to say that Pumpkin Pulp has won some type of award, and they should because they have an incredible style.
I totally
sure.
agree.
One of the cool things is those little kids that they have, the little fucking like dolls with the animal heads.
What they're known for.
They are known for that, exactly. Like I didn't want to bring it up because everybody knows it.
All right. Did you guys see the new Nethercraft had the translucent panels this year?
Yes, it was, which is like that, like kind of like what we talked about before, because you have like glowy, like cool
Right.
luminescence, glowy stuff, and I love that. Like everybody's doing that, and now they're doing that as well. It's so neat.
Yeah. So I know in the darkness they had the Yeti scene. So they probably had something. They had like the icy walls. Like, I just think that's a great idea, man. Like, that's beautiful. I mean, all of their stuff too. I mean, like it's high quality. Like you have like all like the Aztec stuff, the crypt stuff, the
And it's,
cathedrals.
dude, like at the end of the day, like vacuum form wall panels, Jim, you have it like that one friend that you had that was talking about like how you make vacuum form panels, and I was like, he's like, you need like this like super industrial. I mean, you can make like little tiny things.
Yeah, my buddy can do like small panels, but like to do like a whole.
Yeah, but he's like, if you're gonna do something hella big, like it's way too hard. So like, I think that's where like people like what you're looking at right now. Like, this is awesome.
I mean, yeah, it's
a pain in the ass to make vacuum form panels. And it's stuff that like you can't, certain things you can do with like great stuff, and you know.
Oh yeah, I mean you can make walls
like that. There's if you're gonna make these like translucent things where you can put lights behind them. I mean, maybe you could do it with like.
I guess
I'm sure you could figure it out, but like it looks so much cooler.
You need a big piece of plastic. I mean, they sell different like thickness of plexiglass. You know, I guess you take a heat gun to make, and you can start like, you know, take a heat gun. And you can make all these like little wrinkles and divots and whatnot. But it'd be a pain in the ass too. It really depends on the size you're working on too. Like we're talking like between home hunt and commercial. If you have a whole hallway of this stuff, it's easier just to buy the vacuum form. But I know that you have to buy like at least like, you know, 5 panels, or at least have like at least 5. You can't just buy one panel. I mean, unless things have changed. Back in the day, Nethercraft would only sell because they think about shipping this shit. You know what I mean? It's
God, look at that.
It's I love that, dude. I really think that's
it's lava fucking drying. That's so cool. If you can afford it. Speaking of other things that are a little bit unaffordable, if you really want to bring in some movie production style, basically if you want to bring in like, you know, breaking glass or, you know, bottles and things like that, New Rule Effects, these guys work with Hollywood, and they do, let me bring it up. God damn it. So they do like breakaway props, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like you have bottles and shit, like you could have some crazy person like throwing down beer bottles, breaking them on the ground. They're completely safe. It's not real glass. Rubber tools, you could have somebody beating themselves like with a hammer on their own head. You know,
this is great. I totally didn't see this, dude. So this is
well. The problem with it is it's way more expensive than real glass. I mean,
yeah, but why would you want to use real glass?
So that's the other thing. So it's a six pack. A 6-pack of these bottles would be $72, which is insane. So, but you could use, you know, everybody that purchases a ticket, you could add that as a surcharge every single time. So like, yeah, it's a 6-pack, $72 divided by 6. What is that? Whatever it may be, added on top of the ticket. That means there's one bottle per patron that you could throw at, right?
I did not even think where you're going out with this. So hey,
why not?
Just
why not?
Like, all right, hold on. Let me get this straight.
If you want to add that on top of the ticket price.
Okay, so a patron.
They also have vases and
urns.
Vases and urns. Like you could put ashes inside of the urn. The urns are pretty fucking expensive. There's $40. I don't know why you would ever purchase that. So you would add that on top of the ticket price. But so I don't know, $72 divided by 6. What do they
12.
charge? So it's 12. Add $12 on top of the ticket price, and that means that one of the actors could throw a bottle or like crack a bottle near a person, and then like you know what I'm saying? Like, and that adds to it.
All I can picture is like a little child getting hit in the head with a bottle.
But it's why not? It's safe. I don't think it does hurt. I wouldn't hit the person, but like hit it against the wall or something. Like come after him with the fucking bottle shank.
It could be used probably amongst the actors, like amongst like the scene,
or that. Yeah, that would be cool. Like, and you throw down, like there's a group of people and they throw something down. I think it's pretty innovative. It would increase the ticket price.
You've seen weird gimmicky styles like that where like you have your like potato launchers and they launch them at
right
zombies or whatever.
It'd be cool for like a bar scene if you have like. I always thought
I don't see like being like
crack a big bald guy in the head. Like, hey, you got a problem with guys with hair? Let's go.
You got a problem with it? They also have syringes. We did buy from them last year. So
oh yeah, Dustin, you bought one.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah,
and
like
you
Chess
and it's a
brought
fake,
like a razor blade or something like that, and like
Yeah, and it was like wicked affordable at like $100.
yeah. They had like
affordable.
wicked affordable. It was
It was a little like bleeder bottle in the back, and I was like, I think I was like, it was Dave. Whatever,
So,
4 or 5 of us.
It looks
and we were,
real.
like,
I mean, I liked
drunk,
it.
and we're like,
Dude.
yeah, let's buy this.
They have these little bayonets, and you put it up against your arm, and there's like a little fake syringe, like that. It has the blood, like it's not perma blood, it's their own, own style, their own mixture, whatever it may be, and it looks super real. It's fucking incredible. And then they like start to cut themselves. It's a dull blade, and then they'll start pulling the blade across their wrist, and it creates this cut look on their wrist, like they're almost like, you know, if in this case it would be like them committing suicide or something like that. And they did a really, really good job for, you know, special effects. And you can wipe it off. It's completely clean after you wipe it off, you know, for the next group to come in. You know, you could be an actor that's just like, I'm gonna kill myself, whatever, and you know, it looks like you're cutting yourself, and it's completely real. You're not paying me enough, whatever it may be. And
I like the glass look. Special tip though, you can go on Brick in the Yard. Smooth On, I think, also has it. You can buy the molds, or not molds.
It's true. That's
you can buy the
absolutely true.
material to like make your own. Like if you need glass in your haunted house, the glass look, you can buy stuff that looks like glass from Brick in the Yard or Smooth On to make your own stuff. But like,
so if you made your own mold,
it's cool that they do have beer bottles that are like already made. I feel like a lot of their stuff is very like for movie. I like where you're going though.
It is movie,
but
at the same time,
it would be good
it's
for you to
something.
ever have a patron throw something at another actor.
Right, but
yes,
you
could do that.
You have to make promotional videos, you know what I mean? Like either to show during the haunt, while you're in line, on the website, stuff like that. So this stuff would be perfect for making your promotional video because it gives you the movie quality effect, and then you don't have to
so then
$10,000.
devil's advocate on what Travis was saying. Yes, you could have them throw at actors, but maybe it's like what we were just talking about with like Scare Factory, where like you have, you know, like where you used to, like back in whatever, when we were kids, like you'd throw a ball and the clown would drop into water. Maybe you could be hey, you want to throw a bottle at a zombie? $5. And they throw a bottle at a zombie.
Love it. Yeah. I love it.
Which is cool. So like, I don't know if you're going through a haunted house and doing that, but it could be one of those type of special things with the game. But they have cool shit. Like no doubt, like their logo sucks. No offense, New Rule FX, but like
no, I love them though. Like they have everything from seriously. Like you got a vice.
They have a lot of cool
It looks
stuff.
like a meat hook. They've got cinder blocks.
With the logo,
you can throw a cinder block looking thing that breaks.
With the logos.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Never mind. I take that back. That's a rubber prop, but it's cool.
Not every company can have like a skull bloody logo.
No.
They're trying to cater to a wider audience, I believe.
Sure.
I would imagine.
I still don't like it.
Hey, add it on top of the ticket price. That's what I'm saying.
I'm a super dick and love like great logos, and like it definitely like
you do have
it's
a super
like
dick.
judging. Thank you. It's like judging a book by a cover. Like the second I see like a crappy logo, crappy website, I don't think that you have like
I agree.
I agree
with you.
To do business with
I love them. I think they're great. Anyway, Dustin.
They are great people though. Like logos,
they're really cool.
I actually believe that they do.
Those
cool
are the
stuff,
people with the white booth who actually stuck out. They did a really, really good job of sticking out in my opinion.
Yeah, they did.
Anyway.
And I like glass. Like if you're going through a haunted house, like trust. You and I like actually talked about it when we saw their booth. We were like, damn, let's put glass out. So because people are gonna be like, oh my god, there's glass on the floor.
Yeah, and we would use the Brick in the Yard.
It's an easy gag. Like you can definitely have gags. I am going to talk about the original Sin design, which I don't know these people at all, but I like went through their virtual booth tour. Good job on making this because like I was like, yes, I want this, but like look at the hair.
I feel like I remember them maybe from last year.
Do you?
I remember the Oni.
I do remember that lady for some reason.
So much fun, and it's
it like melted. It's more than just like
They're not
It's
animatronics; they're static props, but they're beautiful, and I think they did a good job with like the super red Carrie look.
Yes, that's what it is.
Maybe like yeah.
But she's more than Carrie. She's just melted. She's not even skinned. It's like, oh, that's so good. Look at that. And like
I like seeing
the
these
hair
new vendors to me. Like maybe they have been there forever, but I don't remember them. And
Well, I remember the
giving them
Oni
props.
I think I remember them. I really do.
So good.
I may be wrong, but I really think I remember that character right
Like
there.
anything with like Rosemary too, like with like it's so good like that. So beautiful.
Or even just like that the woman with her jaw, like the her cheeks taken out and the crazy fucking fangs that are coming out.
All right. Well, I want to bring these guys were on. They haven't been at the show before, but they were on the bill. They were on the list at the virtual trade show. So Retro A Go-Go. I want to bring up a couple of things. We're talking a lot about the haunted house industry. We're talking a lot about Halloween props, stuff like that. I want to bring some new flavors too. But they sell. This is more like home decor. But see these guys behind me. You can see the monsters. They got the monster.
Oh yeah, we met Eddie Mustard too. Remember that?
Yeah, that was the first year we met.
Of course you remember that.
Yeah. But those I got Herman, Uncle Gilbert, and Grandpa. This is the company Retro A Go-Go, and they sell these vacuum form masks. And I have like 6 other ones that are from their an earlier line. You know what I mean? I got these for my kids too. The mini monsters. They're like the vacuum form kind of mask. You know what I mean? They're hollow. They're lightweight.
It's got Grandpa.
But I love just like anything like retro in style. So good quality. They're fast and they ship well. They come in cool boxes. But they're definitely cool. They're definitely worth checking out. The Retro Go-Go website, and they have like pins and T-shirts and all that stuff like that. And again, I love everything old school. I mean, I'm wearing a friggin' Monsters shirt. I'm not like obsessed with the Monsters, but I love just old. Horror
There's something about it though
that
like especially like we've talked about this before. There's something about the old style of filming that is a little more creepy. Not necessarily the Monsters. Monsters are obviously supposed to be like a comedy.
Or
but
just like 35
the
millimeter
style of filming, like
old film, like Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin is comedy. You know what I mean? Like Laurel and Hardy, and they were, it was
so
Stan and Ollie, like they're all there. It's supposed to be comedy, but it's creepy. If you watch like old Charlie Chaplin clicks, and it's all friggin',
dude, it's weird,
it's choppy, and like his eyes are dark and stuff. I remember watching that as a kid, just like smoking a bowl, being like, dude, this is freaky.
This is fucked up. There's something wrong, a little bit off, and that's what do they say? Like with creep, it looks human, it looks like it's inviting, but there's something a little bit off. Whether it be like a teddy bear. That has dilated eyes or something like that. Like, I don't know. There's something that with the creep factor with the old, like you said, 35 millimeter film. That's amazing.
One more thing I'd like to bring up is Trick or Treat Studios. They were not on the list for Transworld, but I'm not talking. I want to be the guy that brings other stuff into our podcast as well. And Trick or Treat Studios, they do more like retail stuff. So they're gonna go to like the Halloween, like the retail trade shows, wholesale trade shows. You know what I mean?
And they license out a lot of these characters.
Yes,
which is like what we
yes.
talked about.
They license out I am going to buy
3?
Definitely Lon Chaney. I'm a fan of the opera. I have to look at that. The Universal. I mean, because I have some of the Dawn Post calendar masks. I mean, and those are expensive, man. And like I have like 4 of them. But Dawn Post is they're no more. They're not making masks anymore. So this is as close as look at that. I mean, the quality of you got Boris Karloff, you got Glenn Strange, you have the Creature in the Black Lagoon. So I'm definitely going. I mean, they're $60 a piece, but I'm going to buy these. These are just more not for like a haunted house. I mean, obviously in the lobby,
just for yourself in your own.
Right. I've been collecting
collection.
masks since I was young. And monster making kits and stuff. So these are definitely going to go on my shelf this year. And they were not, like I said, they were not on the Transworld virtual website, but I felt I had to bring it up or I would shoot myself in the head. No, I'm just just kidding.
Well, why not do it together?
Yeah.
Aw, we love each other. This is The Strange and Departed. We will shoot ourselves together. For you and your entertainment.
Like, share,
and subscribe.
Post, or I'm gonna blow my brains out.
That's a good game.
Yeah. It's a good way to end it.
So I think I would be curious. So like, if you, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Jim. Out of everything we talked about, what is the number one thing that you would buy, and why?
Why would you say that?
Well, right now, if you put a gun to my head and you were like, I could, and I can't. Again, I don't have the list up in front of me right now. What's really sticking to my head is the Unit 70, the parasitic, the lurking parasite guy.
It's so
he's really
good.
Yeah, he's stuck in my head. I mean, again, like if you give me the whole list again, I might be able to pick a couple more things. But as of right now, that sticks in my head the most. And those Universal ones.
All right,
I want those heads.
All right, and Travis, if I had to actually hold a gun to your head and say what was the thing that you like we need to have at our haunted house, that's like the best thing. Like if we were at Transworld and like it's wrapping up, we're in the front of Marriott, and you're like, yeah, this is like the number one thing, no matter what. Like budget constraints aside, what would you actually say?
I would say my favorite thing is the Hunter. I love Midnight Studio Effects.
Studios.
Honestly, like the way they have the fur fall on a deteriorating body. I thought they did a really good job. It's almost Pet Cemetery.
I
style.
love Kyle's paint job, dude. All of his paint jobs are just like dark and dingy. I like that dingy look to it.
Yeah, and nobody does it like this. I would say that's my favorite thing right now. Just based off of that. Dustin,
what
if
is your
I had to
favorite
pull
thing?
I love
a
that.
357 Magnum on your face and are about to pull the trigger, what would be your favorite
like,
thing?
Well, you guys know, like when I have sex, I use a Magnum. Not the condom. I use the gun. I'm like, tell me it's huge.
This is a 357. I fucking
That's
have a
not me.
penis that's a little bit long, but that's okay. It's a little
was-
skinny. It's not girthy.
To quote
it's
Mitch,
just gonna
that was
reach
a-
up into your heart area. It's okay. It's
It was
a
a
little parasitic.
Mitch
It's okay.
Hedberg skit. All right, Dustin.
I'm sorry.
Gun to
I
your
don't know.
head.
All right.
I don't know things.
Dustin.
Gun to your
Dustin's
penis.
still here.
Gun to your head. Penis to the forehead.
So like I would say that like I mean number one, like I always like big fan of Immortal Mass. To me the number one thing that like stuck out is Unit 70 with like the pumpkin creature, and I don't want to say that because Jim, you also picked something Unit 70. So if I don't go on the Unit 70 side, it would be definitely Distortions, like the wolf with like the wicked wolf. Like that thing is so beautiful.
good.
So you guys thinking about doing like a wolf style like theme like for next year?
And that's what sucks is like I don't know what our theme is gonna be because of the word that Travis does not want us to talk about. It's a beer company. I don't know what our theme is, and we're actively thinking about it.
Yeah.
About what we're gonna do. So it might do traditional haunted house style is always fun though. Like
It really is, dude. It is. I'm
that
a
ghost
fan.
style. Like there's so many like things you can do. Like you can have like random bullshit.
Should we do Corona though?
there.
I think it'd actually be a good idea. Why not? No Corona.
No.
I agree because everybody's so. But
Well, it's so close to the zombie apocalypse thing, and that was done when Walking Dead came out. It was done, and it was done hard, and it was done for a long time.
And everybody was thinking about
I
it
heard
that
long,
way.
hard, and time. But you guys, I have to get going. You guys,
Okay.
I'm on a time restraint this time.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Goodbye.
No. Just like that. You're not gonna serenade me or anything.
Dustin, serenade him.
So awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We definitely love everything that we saw today.
I had a ball.
And I'm sure there's like so many things that we didn't talk about that like people made, and they're like they put their like many hours into these products. So definitely go on like Transworld, like was awesome, and set up this like virtual trade booth. Links that like people will post it onto. These were our favorite things. They might not be your favorite things, but like definitely go on there, support the vendors, buy stuff. At the end of the day, like let's support the industry that we're all in, that we all love, and keep these vendors making stuff into 2021 because that's what they need. They need our love. So if you have extra money, definitely hook them up and check us out on the next episode. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Don't fucking forget to like, share, and
Like, share, and subscribe, or I'll blow my brains out.